Hey everyone, it's Matt, and finally, I am here with a long-awaited video that is suited just for women. Okay, women who are jealous of their boyfriend's past. This is probably one of my most requested videos, and I'm excited to put this out there for you. So again, chances are, since you're here, that you're jealous of your boyfriend's past, or you know, it could even be like your husband's past or something like that. It's one of those things that you want to be okay with, but just can't seem to shake off these intrusive jealous thoughts that seem to creep their way into your day literally any chance they can. So for those of you new to these videos, this is a condition known as retroactive jealousy. And while retroactive jealousy can be a very complex and very complicated condition, and you probably feel like there might be like no way out of it whatsoever, I'm here to bring you the good news. The good news that I have worked with many women one-on-one that have broken free from these thoughts, broken free from these emotions, and are back to enjoying every single aspect of their relationship. So what's possible for them is absolutely possible for you. Now, in this video, I'm going to cover 3 important tips that I think are extremely vital for you to know and understand in order to overcome retroactive jealousy and ease some of that pain regarding your boyfriend's past. These are the very same tips I share with my female clients that I work with one-on-one that have produced some very amazing results in their life. So I just ask that you please have an open mind. Have an open mind with these and try your best to include them in your life every single day that you can, so you can start enjoying freedom again in your life and in your relationship. Now, before we get a step further, it would mean a lot to me if you could just take a fraction of a second and go ahead and hit the like button on this video. The YouTube algorithm loves the like button. And by clicking it, you not only support the growth of this channel, but YouTube will then recommend this video to more females who are struggling with their boyfriend's past. So it will allow them to, get this information as well. So I would really appreciate it if you could do that. All right, let's go ahead and get started. The first question you're going to have to ask yourself is, are you putting your boyfriend on a pedestal? In your mind, are you or have you labeled your boyfriend as perfect, as the end-all be-all, as the most important thing in your entire life? This can be very hard to hear, but doing these things may be the reason you are suffering from so much pain from their past. See, I always find, and this is the same for me, when you first begin a relationship, you don't care about their past, right? The thought of their past might not even cross your mind. I know for me, it never ever did. You don't care, like we don't care, because our brain is so excited and focused on this new person in our life. It's so focused on this new relationship. And the more the two of you develop and grow together, the more he makes you smile. He makes you laugh. He makes you happy. He makes you feel loved. He makes you feel safe. And that's when you start placing this label of perfection onto him. You might see them as this perfect human being. Could go as far to say they are your knight in shining armor, or like, I'm a Disney guy, so your very own Prince Charming. The problem is you get this image in your head, and then a few months into the relationship, after this, newness stage wears off, you find out something about their past. Something that doesn't match this image of them that you had in your head. Now, that could be a one-night stand that they had with some random girl. That could be you found out like he sent, I don't know, explicit photos over text messages to other girls. Or maybe it's just the fact that he previously had like a long-term girlfriend before you met that maybe you knew about, but now maybe you saw like old photos of them together where they look really happy. Or, you saw an old texting conversation between the two of them where he said, I love you to them, or a lot of the same things that you guys say to each other. Then suddenly your brain sees this and has trouble processing because, again, it doesn't match the image that you hold of them. Now you start questioning like, wait, this guy is my rock. He's my protector. He's such a sweet, innocent guy. How could he possibly have sex with this girl? He's not the type of person that would send explicit text messages. I feel like I don't even know him. Or even like, wow, I thought he was my Prince Charming. But
oh, you were expecting Prince Charming.
Now I see he had the same feelings for another girl. So now I feel like he's already done everything with them, and I just feel like I'm some recycled replacement. You know, if he said, I love you to another girl already, how do I know if he really means it when he says it to me? Or wait, one more thing. How do I know he doesn't still love her? Okay, you see, your brain doesn't know what's real and what's not. It can't really process the past from the present. Your brain just thinks something is wrong and your life is being threatened, so it floods your body with adrenaline. And that's where that anxious feeling comes from. It's from the adrenaline response to these thoughts. But the truth is, there is no danger. There is no life-threatening situation. You aren't dying or anything drastic or crazy. But all of these feelings can, in fact, be avoided if you take your boyfriend off this pedestal. Stop looking at your boyfriend as this absolute perfect being. Because guess what? They aren't. They aren't, and neither are you. You two are imperfect people in an imperfect relationship living in an imperfect world. Okay, it's just a matter of accepting that. Now, that doesn't mean you have to, break up or not care about your boyfriend at all or not love them. It just means you have to understand your boyfriend can't give you anything that you can't give yourself already. Okay, take them off this high place and understand they aren't perfect. They have and still will make mistakes. But at the end of the day, they have chosen you and you have chosen them. And together, you can start creating some beautiful and wonderful new experiences in this present moment, which is the only thing that really, truly matters. The next one we are going to cover, I gave a little bit of a preview of before, but what happens if your boyfriend was in a relationship before you met and you compare yourself to their ex? Maybe even you wonder if he said the same things to her that he says to you, that you are going to the same restaurants and same vacation spots and doing the same things. How is it special if he already did it with them? But here's the truth of the matter. Whatever experience he had before is so different than the new experience he is sharing with you. It's a completely different experience seeing life through your eyes and being by your side. It's so special and it's so unique and it doesn't even compare. And again, I can tell you straight up, anything in the past that I've ever done with my exes, the thought of them never crosses my mind when I'm doing the same thing with my present partner, my wife. Never ever, not once. It's completely new. Again, it doesn't even compare. Even something as simple as watching a movie that I've seen with an ex, going to a restaurant that I went to with an ex, the experience doesn't compare when I'm doing it with my wife. And I would choose being there with my wife 1,000,000 times over being there with anybody else. So just keep that in mind if you ever have that like mental chatter of, what the two of you are doing isn't special because he has done it before. That's just one flat out lie. When people enter into a new relationship, they don't settle for less. They are always looking to move up and seek out someone different. Your boyfriend is with you because he knows you're absolutely 100% the best choice for him. Out of all the women in the entire world, he chose you because you simply are the best. And that's not to try to boost your ego or anything. That's really a fact. He is able to get from you an absolutely rare, unique, special energy and love that is impossible for him to get anywhere else. No other woman in the world can offer what you can, and that makes every moment the two of you spend together better than anything that's ever happened. Now, once you've been able to, take your boyfriend off this imaginary pedestal and really understand that this experience you are both sharing is completely new and unique, now it's time to really conquer these intrusive thoughts for good. You see, retroactive jealousy is a form of OCD. obsessive compulsive disorder. When these thoughts of your boyfriend's past come into your mind unwelcomed, we feel the anxiety. We feel that painful, highly charged emotional response. Now, in order to find relief, we do a compulsive behavior, and we feel the need to get tangled up in this thought, to try to think our way through it, to try to rationalize things. Or even worse, maybe you ask questions to your boyfriend about his past, or try to snoop around on Facebook or something for answers. You are looking for any type of relief. And if or when you do find it, that relief is only temporary. And you are right back to feeling terrible again, and the thoughts continue. Not only that, but your relationship might be a little bit worse off now because you might have questioned your boyfriend or tried to put them down or do other things that made them feel bad. All for just a little bit of relief that was only temporary, and now you're right back to feeling horrible again. So in order to generate the best results for us to not allow these thoughts to take over our lives anymore, it's best to start treating retroactive jealousy just as you would any OCD. Now, I have a ton of videos on retroactive jealousy, OCD, and I'll link one above right now for you to save and watch later. But the best way to overcome any type of OCD is to not do the compulsive behavior and ritual. So let's do an example. Let's say you're like sitting on the couch with your boyfriend watching a movie, and suddenly a sex scene comes on in the movie. Okay, immediately you get an intrusive thought of your boyfriend having sex with their ex. You feel the anxiety, you feel the painful response. Now, instead of digging deep into the thought, instead of, pausing the movie to ask your boyfriend a question, you are going to take a breath, feel the discomfort, and then not do anything. Yes, I know. It sounds insane, it sounds crazy, it sounds scary, but you need to refocus back on the movie you are watching. And by that time, I'm guessing probably the sex scene would be over with. You can even say to yourself, if this thought comes up and doesn't feel good, you can even say a little affirmation to yourself, but you can just say like, I'm okay. Exploring this thought will just make things worse, and then refocus. Or you could say like, this doesn't feel good, but it's all part of the process and I can do it. Or, this is not me. This feeling is not me, it's my retroactive jealousy. As long as you don't explore the thought or do any type of compulsive behavior, you're doing absolutely everything right. No matter how bad it feels, you're doing everything right. And I'll be honest with you, it doesn't feel good, okay? You're gonna wanna do your compulsion. You're gonna wanna do your compulsive behavior very, very badly, but doing it will make everything worse in the long run. Think of this as short-term pain for long-term freedom, long-term happiness. When you actively put your attention on the discomfort and not do a compulsive behavior, you are training your brain that there is no danger in thinking about these thoughts. Okay, when your brain finally catches up to you and realizes there is no real danger going on, it will stop releasing all this adrenaline into your system when you think these thoughts. And therefore, these thoughts will no longer bother you. Like right now, I can actively think a thought about my partner that used to, take me to the brink of suicide. And I can think about it right now. And guess what? I feel nothing, okay? I feel nothing at all. My brain doesn't release adrenaline anymore when I think about it, simply because I stopped doing these compulsive behaviors. It's not like this event from her past didn't happen. It still did. It's not like I went back and changed anything. Nothing has changed. But I feel zero anxious response to the thought. And that's because I sucked it up for a while. I felt the pain, I felt the discomfort, but I refrained from asking any questions. I refrained from digging through the thoughts. I refrained from, social media stalking. I refrained from all of my compulsive behaviors. And guess what? That is the ticket out of retroactive jealousy. That is the ticket out. So I'll be completely upfront and honest with you. There are a ton of layers, a ton of factors that go into retroactive jealousy. But really focusing on these three things that we talked about is going to get you on the fast track to very, very quick relief and recovery. And here's the thing. A lot of people think we need courage in order to act courageous, or we need bravery in order to act brave. But the real truth is we develop courage by acting when we don't feel courageous. Okay, we develop bravery when we act when we don't feel brave. All of these positive traits become part of us when we start acting and moving through life when we aren't prepared and when we are very vulnerable and when we feel very uncomfortable. Retroactive jealousy is no different. Putting all of these steps together will not only make your relationship stronger, but it will make you much more stronger. It'll make you much more secure and you much more confident as a person. And once you reach those levels, retroactive jealousy will have no room at all to exist in your life. Now, before we say our goodbyes, I want to say that I have a lot of other videos on retroactive jealousy, and some of them may seem tailored toward men, and the only reason for that is just because obviously I am a man and I relate to that situation more, through my own stories and things like that. But I can promise you 99% of the information will also work for women too. So don't feel hesitant if you need more information on the subject aside from this video. There's plenty of information and education out there for you. Again, my own courses and my own coaching programs are tailored for both males and females. So if you want a little extra support and even some one-on-one time with me, be sure to check on the links in the description below for more information on that. So if you enjoyed this video, again, if you could just take a quick moment and go ahead and smash the like button so YouTube will start promoting this video out to more females that really need to see it. And also subscribe to the channel if you have not done so already. Click the notification bell so you are alerted every time I post a new video. And once again, I wish you the very, very best in taking down this nasty dragon known as retroactive jealousy in your life. I absolutely know you are capable of doing this. It's just a matter of putting in the hard work, and very, very soon, you'll be feeling wonderful and enjoying every aspect of your life and relationship once again. So, with that being said, I'll see you in the next video.